Greetings viewers, Adventure Link here. Back again with another video for you guys today. We're going to call this a culinary creations video today, because I'm going to show you how I make hot and sour soup. Okay, this here is the majority of the stuff you're going to need or not need to make the soup with. You're going to need some vinegar. I use red wine vinegar to help bring out the red. You can use white too, that's why it's also out here. Additionally, what helps bring out the red is this ground red pepper. You're also going to need ground black pepper and ground white pepper. I also use a little bit of paprika, some of the Southwest Chipotle from Mrs. Dash, Cajun seasoning, and spicy jalapeno also from Mrs. Dash. You're going to need a can of bamboo shoots and a can of straw mushrooms or wood ear mushrooms. At least 6 ounces or more, depends on how much you want to make. You're also going to want a block of tofu here. Normally you'd use silken tofu. I think you can use any kind of tofu, honestly. Personally, I like to go for like extra firm, so it's chews better and it cuts better. Either way, you're going to need about at least 6 to 8 ounces of that too. I've got 14 here. Oh yeah, you're going to need hot sauce too. These are some of the hot sauces I use. Just as a fair warning with the hot sauces, especially when it comes to like novelty and specialty hot sauces, some of these can be hotter than say traditional store brand stuff like this Valentina, Frank's Red Hot, Texas Pete's, Skyline, Louisiana hot sauce, etc. Some of them can be hotter than these, but I will give a specific fair warning on a brand called Hottest Fucking Sauce. Yeah, that's the name, is Hottest Fucking Sauce. In any case, you want to apply that stuff conservatively. Apply it liberally, and you're going to be in for some nasty surprises. Optional stuff, some of this isn't here, but I'm going to mention all the same. You can use a little cornstarch. Personally, I haven't really found many advantages with it. Pretty much all it does is just thicken it up and censors the flavor to the point where you're going to have to wet it down when you get some leftovers, put it in the microwave, and then re-spice it up. So I personally don't use it. You can if you want to. Additionally, I've got these Asian gourmet extra crispy Chinese noodles for the authentic Chinese buffet experience. You can get these for about $3 or so at Jungle Gyms, which Jungle Gyms is an international market in the Cincinnati area. I'll put a link in the video description. If a place called Trader Joe's is similar to this, I think it is, you could probably get it there too. You can also use 2 or 3 beaten eggs. I don't use them because I don't know how to beat eggs. Funny for an almost 30-year-old. And I don't eat eggs anyway, so yeah. Also, last but not least, you're going to need like a cut up chicken, about 6 to 8 ounces of that, as well as some broth and stock of chicken. As a heads up, you could get like a can of chicken. You can get like at least 6 ounces of that. And instead of draining the juice into the sink, you can drain it in a cup. And then use that in your soup for the broth. I will give some fair warnings on some of this stuff though. Like this ground white pepper. When I found this brand here, this is the only brand I was able to find. And it costed me $10 for this. Which, yes, I know I got the shaft. Especially since, spices are spices. Being, if regardless if it's the in-house brand, McCormick's, Mrs. Dash, or whoever else makes spices, spices or spices or spices. Pretty much all you're paying for is the name on the product. This tofu here was kind of hard to find. I know Walmart only had a limited selection of it. Kroger's didn't have like this pre-sliced tofu, which I like anyway. If nothing else, it saves from having to slice it up anyway. Wood ear mushrooms / straw mushrooms. You may be able to find these in the shoots at an international store. Again, Jungle Gyms would be great for this. Although I was able to find a can of shoots at Kroger in their international section. You could give that a try too. As far as these mushrooms, you can use them whole or sliced. These, I'm going to guess the broken here means that they're sliced. So yeah, you can use them either way. I do it. It still tastes all the same anyway. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up your tofu. In this case, I just open it up just like so. Be careful not to get the juice all over. You'll want to ideally cut this like all the way across. Next thing you want to do is you'll want to drain it all out. Now that's why I said to cut it all the way across, but in this case, this juice was making its own bid for freedom, so I had no other option but to drain it like this and then come back for a second cut to get it all the way through. Or if I can just squeeze this all out like this, you know, that'd be great too. But either way, you will have to drain it all. See that? Now I'm getting even more juice out now that I had a chance to cut this all the way across. Okay, now the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to slice up your tofu. This is optional because if you already have pre-sliced tofu, you know, you don't have to slice it up. See, this is why I say to use pre-sliced tofu, so you don't have to fool with this. But I couldn't find any this time, so yeah, make do with what you got. The firmness, you know, will determine how well it cooks and chews. If you want it to cut easy, you know, you may want to go for like extra firm. Other softer firmnesses, you know, could cause, you know, problems, like it might go too limp or too soft on you so soon, so do be aware of this. And also your cuts don't have to be perfect. If you, as a note, if you do have to, you know, use this slice it yourself tofu, as I'm going to call it, you don't necessarily have to cut it in little cubes like they do at the pre-packaging. You can use strips, you can use cubes, it doesn't matter. I've had it both ways. Two cats playing in the background if you didn't catch that. See, that's why I say to go for like extra firm with your tofu. That way stuff like this doesn't happen to you as often. But I'm not going to bother cutting this into little cubes. Whatever little bit I got like this, like as is, if I can pick this off here with my knife or not. Yeah, these little rectangles here, these should be fine. Yeah, these are fine. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you're going to want to open up your can of shrooms and your can of shoots. Then you come over and drain them out like so. And here goes the shoots. Now, as an option, you know, you can wash these out before you put them in. And you might want to do that, especially with the shrooms. The shoots aren't so bad. The shoots are usually low in sodium. Highest I've seen per serving is like maybe 15 milligrams. This one is 0, thank goodness. But as you can see or not see on these shrooms, yeah, 405 milligrams of sodium per serving. So you might want to rinse out the shrooms a little bit and drain them out again. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to get a saucepan, fill it up, say 3/4 of the way, then turn your flame on. You might want to go like the mid-range setting between 4, 5, and 6. Just so you know, this is a Tefal saucepan. See? Okay, that's better. It says Tefal right on the thing. As a free demonstration, the lid fits right on, so you know it's the right one. In any case, this cost me like 20 bucks or so at Walmart. You might be able to find one for like 15, 25 bucks, give or take. The only reason why the lid's there is to expedite the boiling process. You want to let this water come to a full boil. A full running broil, sorry. Then, of course, you want to make sure your pan handle's away from the edge of the stove, because your safety matters on my channel. Safety, structural integrity, quality, the right tools and parts for the job, and doing the job right the first time, every time, are number one. As for the water, you know, you want to make sure it's like 75% full, mainly because of the broth. That's the thing with hot and sour soup, is it has a lot of broth in it. Broth, juice, whatever you want to call it. Normally when I eat soup, you know, I always, you know, drain out the broth before eating. I usually don't have the broth with it, but I make exceptions for hot and sour soup, as well as those little soups in a cup. Yeah, I'm just going to let the greatest man in the world, you know, the Dos Equis guy, pretty much explain my views on this matter. Yeah, that. So there's pretty much not much you can do right now. If you didn't already do any of the steps before, you could use this time to do the steps before, you know, prepare your tofu, prepare your eggs if you're using eggs, drain your shrooms and your shoots, and clean out the shrooms as necessary, and all that other good stuff. So, yeah, you're just going to have to wait for this to come to a full running boil. Okay, so we're back, and our water is now up to a full running boil. Now it's time to dump everything in. Do it in any order you please, of course. Be careful so that way you don't splash 212 degrees of water all over the place, or 100 degrees Celsius if that you're pleasing. You know, in goes the mushrooms, in goes the bamboo shoots. Of course, you may want to use a fork to pick out, you know, the rest of these as necessary, as well as stir this all around in there. In goes the tofu. Yeah, that's why I said to do it carefully. All that water just splashed all over. Goes to this darn block of tofu. Probably might not have cut it so well, but oh well. Like I said, you'll need a fork to mix this around anyway. Okay, now that I got everything back to a somewhat sane level, now the time to throw in anything else before your spices. You know, if you got the eggs, the cornstarch, anything else but not the extra hard noodles yet, that's for when you serve it in your bowl. Yeah, anything else you want to throw in, you know, feel free to throw it in now. Now, first things first, you know, I've got the red wine vinegar. You probably want to use about 4 to 6 tablespoons of it. But I'm just going to squirt it around just like so. And of course, if you want to mix it, you know, in between additions, you know, that'd be great. You know, in between adding your spices. Next thing comes the ground red pepper. This is, you know, being a little difficult, so I personally just pop these little things off like so, and just dump it in. And of course, you know, you can use your fork to stir everything around with. See? Already it's starting to turn that red like at the Chinese place. Black pepper. The white pepper. And goes the Cajun seasoning. Of course, in between all these, you can stir it up if you please. That would probably be a good idea right now. Next comes our paprika. Our Southwest Chipotle from Mrs. Dash. Also, our spicy jalapeno, also from Mrs. Dash. Never mind all the little sizzling you might hear in between these. I had to drain out some of the water, unfortunately. It was starting to get to like almost at the top. Like really, really close. It's probably because I'm using a small saucepan. You might fare better with a bigger pan, I don't know. The only reason why I put in so much water this time is because I was disappointed at what little broth I got last time. So yeah, I guess a better estimate would probably be about 60 to 65% full of water, not 3/4 of the way full. So I want to come in and revise that. Also, this is the end result. Blocks like these are the end result of improper cutting. So take these 2 moments here as learn from Adventure Link's mistakes, so that way you don't repeat these on your own dish. See, that's the nice thing about these unscripted YouTube videos, as Barnacles Nerdgasm would say. Learn from my mistakes. That way you hopefully don't repeat them on your own project. And time to dump in our hot sauce. I'm doing this off cam because, you know, I want to make a call out on a couple things. Of course, you know, with these hot sauces, you know, it's the same way as pouring in your vinegar. You're going to open the cap up here, same as always, and then dump it in. Dump as much as you want, I guess. With these little packs of hot sauce, You might want to keep plenty of these around because one or two of these is not going to cut it. One or two of these, on the other hand, likely will. And from here, I guess just let it do its thing, let it boil up, stir it around as you see fit, give it a few more minutes to cook up. At this time, you could also start cleaning up area, any little tofu packets and mushroom cans and stuff that's in your way here. Feel free to throw them out, put all your spices away too. I know the bowl here is kind of big for the little portion provided, but as you can see, I've got the soup in the bowl, got whatever was left of my extra crispy Asian noodles in, just like at the Chinese place. So, make yourself a bowl of this. You got friends or something over, or family, give them some bowls too. Sit down and enjoy, because it is good. And that's all there is to making hot and sour soup. Come on, let's go wrap this up. Yes, another bowl of hot and sour soup made, and another pot of it made successfully. Yeah, hot and sour soup, is a common Chinese delicacy. You can find it in like the a la carte places and the all-you-can-eat buffets. It's really good. You haven't tried it? Try it. It's awesome. I love it. Bonus points, if you're already sick, like head cold, flu, cold, something like that. It'll definitely, as you can hear, help open things up a little bit for you, to say the least. As a heads up, if you're having stomach problems along with it, I wouldn't advise eating hot and sour soup. That's just going to aggravate things. You might be better off, following some other diet like a brat diet or eating chicken noodle soup from Campbell's or something for that. In any case, hopefully you enjoy your own version of a hot and sour soup and learn from my mistakes so that way you don't repeat the same mistakes twice. I'm going to venture a link. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate and subscribe. It's in the video description. Down below the video description, is the comments. Got any questions, comments, praise, criticisms, well wishes, prayers, etc. But no flame fighting, spam, butthurt comments, or any other such bullcrap. Hit me up down in the comment section. I try my best to get to each and every one of you. I'm starting to get a little chilly outside, so stay warm, bundle up, and eat some hot and sour soup. That's a great way to accomplish that goal. In any case, it's also important to stay active, stay healthy, eat right, and stay hydrated, and don't let others push you around too. This has been Adventure Link, signing off with the wise words of wisdom from Eric the Car Guy, reminding you all to be safe, have fun, and of course, stay dirty. Until next video, I'll see you all next time.